So much for keeping whatever they got going on a secret. Brooke already done walked in on them. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life with Chess for the Bold and Beautiful October 25th, 2024. Okay, y'all. So first thing first, let me know your thoughts on today's episode down below. I said, make it make sense. First of all, that should have been Steffi walking in, not Brooke. I said, Brooke didn't tell nothing about Finn. I said, why she keep being the one to find out secrets? Why? Then on next week's episode, they show Steffi questioning Hope about why Carter suddenly has a change of heart. After everything that he said about, taking foster creation to the next level, the only thing she heard was saving hope for the future. She was like, you keep bringing up hope for the future. And he did, though. He kept on. And I said, you're going to make it obvious. But yeah, on today's episode, so they decided it was a good idea to go try to sleep together in the office. You couldn't sleep together. You turned him down when y'all was at his place. So instead, you decided to try to sleep with him at the office where people right across the doggone hall. They right across the doggone hall. You said you wanted to keep it a secret, then somebody locked the door. Either way it go, whether they came and the door was locked, they still would have been like, what y'all doing in here with the door locked? Look, I told y'all. Oh my goodness. I was like, that didn't make a lot of sense. Then they had Brooke walk in. So I'm guessing she gonna keep it a secret about what's going on. And I said, that should have been Steffi. That should have been Steffi. But I said, when she finds out what's going on between them, I wonder how she's going to react. Because we've seen them all do the same stuff, except they lock the door. Well, sometimes they lock the door, sometimes they don't. But Hope did tell him to lock the door. He hesitated and stuff. Then Brooke just walked in there. I said, why was she so shocked? was she shocked because it was them two? Or was she just shocked in general? Like, I don't know. She's like, oh. First she was like, Carter. Then I think Hope raised up or something like that. Or he moved out the way. Then she's like, Hope. I said, close your mouth. I said, this Steffi just walked in on you and Ridge the other day in the same office. Wasn't it in the same office? I think it was in the same office. But yeah, so on today's episode, Carter was still giving his ideas, sharing his ideas with everyone about taking foster creation to the next level. And Zende was on board. Ridge seemed like he was kind of interested, but Ridge ended up revealing that he basically is worried. He's worried about them losing their identity because, they a fashion brand. But Carter was explaining that you could still be a fashion brand and still invest in, cosmetics and all this stuff. And I said, that's right, because, I've been seeing lately a lot of companies, they started out with fashion. Now they got beauty products and all this other stuff. So I was like, he got a good idea. But then they would start talking about finances and loans and stuff. And he was like, he believes in it so much that he willing to put his own money on the line. I said, well, hold on, sir. I said, they definitely got the resources. I said, let's not get crazy. Let's not get carried away. So I said, he willing to put his own money on the line. I didn't know what he meant by that. I didn't know if he's saying he willing to put his job on the line or if he's saying the money he saved, he willing to invest it or something like that. Because I was like, wait a minute now, let's not be hasty. But yeah, Steffi automatically was like, it sounded like a good idea, but no, or whatever. And he kept mentioning hope for the future, and Steffi picked up on that. And she was like, you keep mentioning hope for the future. What do you mean by that? So then he started bringing up how, Steffi has this vendetta or she feels some type of way, and she letting her personal feelings get in the way of it. I said, but the same could be said about you because the reason you brought all this out was because of hope. You even went across the hall and thanked her and told her he was never going to share this. First, he said he been planning this for months. Then he turned around and said he been doing this or working on this for years. I said, which is it? I said, let's be real. Let's be real here. You only did this because Hope over here is struggling stuff. Somebody said, I go home. She asked him, did he go home and work on this stuff? He was like, yeah. And I go home and think about you. I said, I said, Carter, you're going to be highly disappointed, sir. You're going to be highly disappointed. I usually say, that around this time, Leon would have been back with Steffi or he would be back with Hope. But now that Ivy's back, he probably going to get with her. He's probably going to get with her. I don't think he knows about that yet. On today's episode, he over here lying. What did he say? The only person he see a future with, his life with, is Hope. Or something he said crazy. And I was like, didn't you just say that? He like Carter. But yeah, I said he's like Carter. Carter be over here like, oh, you so amazing and I love you. Oh, that's what it was. That was another thing he used to say real fast, that he loves somebody. I said, it won't be long now before he tells Hope. I said, why they be doing that? People actually, they saying that he need to get fired. I said, I wouldn't say that, but I do think he need to stay in his place. I do think he needs to stop letting Hope hype his head up. But yeah, I was like, so you wouldn't, but we're gonna get to that part or whatever. They ended up telling Carter that they get back to him, and they didn't even they stood there. Then they was saying it was a good idea. Then they was like, okay, basically it's risky and all this other stuff, and Carter has good intentions and yada yada yada. But they ain't have a long enough meeting. But Red said he gonna have to think about it. And I said, it ain't just you though. Where is the voting again? They had everybody in there. I think there was everybody. Looked like everybody was there. They should have had a vote. They should have took some time to think about it. Maybe we'll see that next week. But yeah, I said this is why you have a board of what's it called? A board of directors or something like that to vote and decide or whatever. But no, but Rich, Brooke was questioning him. And he was like, he has to think about it. He's worried about them losing their identity. We already talked about that part though. Carter and Hope, he started thanking her, saying, he would have never came forth if it wasn't for her or whatever. What did she say? She said something to him. The next thing you know, she started, I think she unzipped his shirt or unbuckled his shirt. She did something. And I was like, wait a minute. Then y'all just say y'all wanted to keep it a secret. Why would you go not only in a public place, in the place where you try to keep... I said, they don't make a lot of sense. Then he wasn't in a hurry to go lock that doggone door. She told him, go lock the door or whatever. He was just looking at her. I said, look, this is what he wanted anyway. This is one of the things he wanted. But next thing you know, Brooke just walked in there. I said, Brooke always be in the one. I said, why though? This should have been Steffi. It should have been Steffi, but they trying to drag this out as long as they can and have Steffi feel some type of way once she finds out that Carter is only doing this because he's with Hope and all this other stuff. She probably gonna end up saying, she's using you and all this stuff. And she already talking about how she was questioning his leadership. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing. If they're going to threaten to fire him, like people been saying. And I said, see, stay in your place, because in public, in the office, on top of the desk. I said, they were just in there too. I said, see, all of them are doing the same thing. And lastly, we got Liam and Will. They was just talking about Hope again, about how he's not giving up. He's still not giving up on Hope. She the only one he want. When he envisions a life, some type of way he said is, when he think about his life, he never thought about growing old without her. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making up stuff. I can't remember exactly what he said. He was saying a bunch of bull crap, a load of baloney. That's why I ain't write it down. I said, Leo, didn't you just tell Steffi that? I said, they just be telling stories. But yeah, he was saying how he not giving up. And once again, Will brought up, another man coming into the picture. You better hurry up. And you better not. I said, don't listen to him. I said, why would you listen to him? But yeah, he hyping his head up to pursue Hope. And I said, once he see Ivy back, he ain't gonna care nothing about Hope. All that stuff about her being the one for him and all this stuff is gonna go out the window, especially when he finds out about Carter. But yeah, I think that's everything. Will brings up another guy again. Yeah, I talked about that. But let me know y'all thoughts on today's episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great weekend and be safe.